Good evening, and welcome to the Sound Off Show. My name is Linda Kirker. I host the program, and I'm a cowgirl tonight, wearing my favorite color. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. And we have a special show for you tonight. And I like to think they're all special, but this is unique. And I'm glad you're with us, and I think we're going to have a little bit of fun and entertainment. So with that, I want to welcome to the program my guest, first time on the show. His name is Mark Leclair. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Linda. I must say I like your hat.
Oh, thanks. Nashville.
All right.
I'm a Nashville girl. I like yours too.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming on the program. And I never knew you until what? A month and a half?
September, back in September.
Was it September
we met.
that
Yes.
long ago?
Yep.
Oh my, how the months just fly by.
Oh, no.
Well, why don't you tell the folks how we met?
Okay. Actually, I was in the process of buying a new vehicle, and it was from your grandson.
Uh-huh.
And we're out in the parking lot discussing the options and what we were going to do with the truck. And you had pulled in, and you were looking at us, and at first I thought you were another one of his customers. And I said, Matt, I think we have a customer over there. He goes, oh, no, that's my grandmom. I'm like, oh, okay. And it flagged you over, and you came over, and we started talking. You introduced yourself. I introduced myself. And Matt had to go off to do something else. So anyways, you and I started talking. And you had asked, where I was from and what I did. And I started talking about some of the things I've done. And one of them was I played music.
Yes.
And I remember your eyes were like, oh.
Yeah, I love music. I grew up with music in the household. My dad was a phenomenal pianist.
Yeah, And then when I said I sing and I write a little bit of country music, your eyes really went, oh. So we got on that conversation about singing and stuff, and you had mentioned about how you do this show. And you had asked me if I would be interested. And I'm like, I think so, I guess. It kind of threw me. I wasn't ready for that, but I said, sure. And then we parted ways for a little while, and then I received a phone call from you, and the rest is kind of history. And that's where we are today.
You never know who you're going to meet, where you're going to meet them, how you might connect.
Yes.
It's when you're open to meeting people and learning new things. And so here we are. And we have some treats for the guests tonight.
Yes, we do.
Or for the viewers, I should say. And so let's talk a little bit about your life. You're a native Vermonter, are you?
I'm not a native Vermonter.
Okay.
I grew up in a small town called Dracut. It was in Massachusetts. Small town, kind of reminded me of where I'm at now in St. Albans town. We had dairy. We had fruit stands and stuff. My grandfather was a fruit farmer. So I grew up in that type of environment. So where I'm at now, it kind of reminds me of what it's like.
Sure.
Yeah, and I moved up here back in 1989.
Okay. Now, you're a family man.
Yes.
And you have enjoyed music your whole life?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. And you have other than music, you have another profession.
Yes.
And why don't you tell us about that?
Well, that profession is a little unique. A lot of people will recognize me as the chainsaw carver in town. Yes, I do chainsaw carving, which means I take pieces of wood, logs, and I sculpture and make unique designs with it. It could be owls, birds, bears, you name it. I pretty much carved it already.
Wow.
And that I started out as a hobby, and then it grew into something that that just took me everywhere, carving. and I still do it. I dabble with it, but I'm finding now that my music is really starting to come together for me, which took quite a long time for me to get here. And people will ask me, well, where have you been? You know, I've kind of been quiet.
You've been carving. Well,
Yes.
Now, are they all animals that you carve?
They're not all animals. I've done some human sculpture. I've done, let's see, pumpkins per se. I've done, let me think, I have to think because I've done so many.
Any particular kind of wood?
I use a lot of pine. I find pine's easy to work with. It's a soft wood. It's not hard on the equipment, and it's not hard on me. And by using pine, it's easy access for me to get, and it enables me to keep the prices down.
It works.
Yes, it does.
Now, do you paint these things, or?
Yes, some of them I do. A lot of times it's if the customer requests it to be painted, then I'll paint it. But a lot of times what I do is I take a big torch and I'll torch the wood and highlight it.
Oh, yeah.
And then once I put the varnish on it, it kind of brings the grain of the wood out and leaves it natural. So it's whatever the customer wants at the time.
Is there any particular thing that was unique, different, that you carved?
I've had a couple of things that were unique that really tried me when it came to carving. One was I carved a picture of I carved a statue of Mother Mary for a customer. It was about 6 feet tall. That took me, yes, it took me a long time to do. Now that statue I did probably when I was about 2 years into this. So I was a little intimidated by doing it. And of course, like every artist, your work is never good enough. So you'll always find imperfections. And when I was done with it, I was like, I'm still not happy with it. But the customer took it and he was fine with it, which I beat myself up over it, meaning it wasn't good enough. And I also did another carving for the Lake Monsters baseball team.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. I did a carving of Champ, the mascot.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, and he's still down there. I was talking to the general manager one day of the team, and he told me that a lot of young kids like to have their picture taken with him because he's not scared. Because when they see Champ, they get scared. They're afraid of him. Some of the kids because he's a live version.
Sure.
But when they see the statue, they go over to it and they stand by it and they get their picture taken. So
isn't that nice?
Yeah, so he's still being enjoyed.
Absolutely. See what you did?
Yeah, brought a smile to some kid's face.
I went to a Lake Monsters game not too long ago. It was fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a great family event to go down there and see baseball at its best.
Yes.
It really
I
is.
was amazed at how well they all played, both teams.
Yes.
It was interesting. Well, let's see. So we've kind of covered your occupation, and you, let's see, started. What do I want to bring up next? You're still doing some of that carving.
Yes. Yeah.
And you have a family.
Yes, I do.
And how did you get into music?
Well, we can go all the way back to when I was about 10 years old.
Wow.
It's a funny little story. I haven't really shared it a lot with people because I really didn't think it mattered.
Well, it's part of your life.
Yeah.
It matters.
What happened when I was about 10 years old, I can still remember it too. I had this little box radio, little transistor radio, and I used to love listening to Casey Kasem in the Top 40 Countdown every Saturday. I think it was from 9 to noon time. And I remember my mother giving me a pair of these plastic chopsticks. And I would sit in my room and I'd listen to that music and I would tap on the top of the radio trying to learn how to play the beat to the songs. And I'd try to sing to it. And so I was really having a ball with this. And then I think I was around 11 or 12. I had this old mini bike. It was just a frame, no motor on it, just a frame and some tires. And a friend of mine had a set of drums. And he wanted that mini bike. And he said, I'll trade you the set of drums for the mini bike.
No kidding.
And I'm like, okay. So we made the trade, and I had a set of drums. Well, my mother had me set them up outside in the screen house. I don't know why, but that's where I ended up playing. So I would practice every day. And I had this old record machine that I would put some records on that were my older brothers, and I'd listen to the songs and try to play to them. And of course, like everything else, when you first start out, you don't sound too good. But I was determined to learn. So I kept at it, and I taught myself how to play the drums. And then I'm thinking back, 14 years old, we formed a band. Some friends of mine. We were in school, and we were enjoying music class and stuff, and we found out each other, hey, I play guitar. Oh, I play the drums. Oh, I play tambourine. Hey, let's play in a band.
Sure.
So we'd get together on the weekends at each other's house, and we'd practice. And one of my friends, his parents got us a gig at a nursing home.
Oh.
So it was our first time at playing out. We're playing at a nursing home.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, and I can remember, too, all these folks up there dancing, and we were only 14 years old.
Oh.
And playing some songs. I mean, we weren't singing, we were just playing the music, but they were enjoying themselves. And then when I got into high school, I was asked to join a marching band, so I became a drummer in the marching band. And then one of the music teachers asked me to play drums in the jazz band.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Yep. And then we formed a garage band, some of my buddies and I, and we would practice and we'd play out.
Good.
Now, the music teacher, when I joined the jazz band, I can remember him trying to teach me notes for the drums. And I said, I can't play notes. He said, what do you mean you can't play notes? I said, I can't play notes. I only play by ear. I said, I have to hear the song, and then I memorize the beats, and then I play to that. Oh, that's nonsense. You need to learn notes. He said, I can teach you notes. I'm like, okay. So he tried to teach me notes, and at the time, I just could not learn notes, and he got so frustrated. And one day he had a piece of chalk, and he just threw it up in the air. He said, just play the way you play. But yeah, I started playing, and then...
well, it must have been acceptable because he wouldn't have allowed you to play with the band.
It was just, it became natural for me. So yeah, I played drums for quite a while. And then I started dabbling with singing. I couldn't keep a tune in a bucket when I sang, but I always practiced all the time, and tried it a couple of times with some bands back home and stuff. And then, like everything else, time changes things. I got married, and all my music, I just put it all aside because I had bigger things I wanted to do. Until about 10 years ago, I met a good friend of mine here in Vermont who was in a band, and he invited me to one of their shows they were doing. So I went to the show, and I'm watching them on stage, and I got that bug again, and I said, this is what I want to do.
Good.
And I sat with him and talked to him, and we played a little bit together, and I says, I really want to learn how to sing again. I says, I love it. So, bless his heart, he's very patient. For 10 years, he stuck by me and taught me a lot. He has really taught me a lot. And I have to give him a lot of credit for what I'm doing today. It's a lot of fun, and people will ask, how come you're not out yet? Why aren't you doing anything? I'm like, I wasn't ready. It took me 10 years. I mean, now it's starting to come together for me. And it's not easy. It's a lot of hard work. I practice at least 2 hours a day.
I bet you do.
With my vocals, I have to.
Sure.
And it becomes addicting.
Well, yeah, music is a wonderful thing. Obviously, there are all different types of music. My dad used to play Claire de Lune and Liebestrom and a lot of these, what do you call them? More old-fashioned, beautiful music.
Oh, wow.
And then he could play anything.
Really?
Yeah, either by reading the music or just by listening and putting it together. Yeah, he played for Rudy Valley. I don't know if you heard of him.
Golly.
He was a singer, well-known singer, and he was on the radio. My dad played the background music.
Oh, wow.
Accompaniment. So I grew up with music and love it. It can be a real joy to your life. And, well, I sang for 5 years in a barbershop quartet.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was great, having the opportunity to entertain people.
That takes talent to be able to sing in a quartet like that.
You have to work hard.
Yeah.
Because you have 4 voices that all have to blend.
Yes.
And I was the lead, and so I had to be right on, on target with every key, so that they had something worthwhile to tune to. And then when we were going to sing a song, we analyzed the song and worked together as to how we were going to present it, where we were going to be a little more forceful, where we were going to pull back, how long we were going to hold the notes and certain things. It's an art, it really is. But it was great fun. We went all over the place.
Wow.
Yep, we sang in a restaurant when we were out to dinner. I think I told you that.
Yes, you had.
Yeah, and John, who had the pitch pipe, always had it out. No matter where we were, he wanted us to sing in the middle of, I told you, in the middle of a big department store in Montreal. We're standing there looking at things, and all of a sudden out comes the pitch pipe, and I said, "Not here, John." We sang. Well, I wasn't in charge. But it was fun, I have to say, a lot of fun. And people loved it.
They do. People relate to music. They really enjoy hearing music.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter what type of music it is. They just enjoy it.
Yeah, and different people prefer different types of music.
Yeah.
And you like country music,
Definitely
right?
Country music, and I dabbled in a lot of music. I've played soft rock and sang soft rock, but I've always felt my best with country music. I was listening to country music when I was 16 years old, and I was listening back when Kenny Rogers was playing.
Oh, wow.
And then when Garth Brooks just started out, the George Strait, the Alan Jackson, Travis Tritt. That's country. George Jones. People say, "You listen to George Jones?"
Yeah.
Yes, I did, because George Jones, that was real country. Waylon Jennings, Ernest Tubb. That's country.
Yes, it is. And what's beautiful about country music, it tells a story.
Yes.
Most of the time, you get a really interesting story out of it. And we're going to have a little treat for the viewers in a few minutes. Have you entertained around this area at all, or have you been holding back?
Well, I've been, like I said, I've been holding back. When I do entertain, it's basically for the family and friends of the family and stuff, so small gatherings, because I wanted to make sure I was where I needed to be before I went out there. And
so you could be comfortable.
Yeah, so now at this point, I'm ready. I've made the commitment, and I'm ready to go out and start playing.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, yes, I'm excited about it. And when I was asked to do this show, I was like, if you want me to, I will.
Of course. I mean, this is a little variety, something a little different than the other shows I've done. But I like that. I like to bring people, a variety of things.
Yeah.
So in just a minute or so, we're going to have some music from you. And folks, this is a pre-recorded show, so you won't be able to call in. But maybe I'll hear from you later on what you thought of the show. I always like to get feedback.
Okay.
So anything before you sing? Is there anything you want to say?
The songs they're going to hear are from backing tracks. Backing tracks are it's music without vocals, because I don't have a band here, obviously. So that's what they'll hear. They'll hear backing tracks of songs I selected.
Yep, background music.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, let's hear some songs.
Okay.
I've been waiting on this long, hard day to get over, so I can rest my head right here on your shoulders. I just wanna lay here and feel you breathe, listen to the rhythm of your heartbeat, and see where it leads. Well, wide awake, but girl, I wanna make you close your eyes. Say my name like only you can say it, and hold me tight. All I need is only you and me alone tonight. I wanna make you close your eyes. Yeah. You can make me work for it, girl, if you want to. Leave a rail for me to follow you into the bedroom. If you need a little bit of help from me, girl, there's not a button that I can't reach. Let's see where it leads. We're wide awake, but girl, close your eyes and say my name like only you can say it, and hold me tight. All I need is only you and me alone tonight. I wanna make you close your eyes. I wanna take you somewhere out there to the world fades out of sight. We're wide awake, but girl, I wanna make you close your eyes. Say my name like only you can say it, and hold me tight. Just hold me tight. All I need is only you and me alone tonight. I wanna make you close your eyes, girl. I wanna make you close your eyes. Yeah. I wanna make you close your eyes. Yeah. Still feel 25 most of the time. I still raise a little Cain with the boys. Honky honky-tonks and pretty women. Lord, I'm still right there with them. I'm singing about the crime and the noise. Sometimes I feel like Jesse James. I'm still trying to make a name, knowing nothing's gonna change what I am. I was a young troubadour when I wrote in on a song, and I'll be an old troubadour when I'm gone. Well, the truth about a mirror is that a damned old mirror don't really tell the whole truth. It don't show what's deep inside or read between the lines, but it's really no reflection of my youth. Sometimes I feel like Jesse James. I'm still trying to make a name, oh, and nothing's gonna change what I am. I was a young troubadour when I wrote in on a song, 'cause I'll be an old troubadour when I'm gone. I was a young troubadour when I wrote in on a song, and I'll be an old troubadour when I'm gone. I'll be an old troubadour when I'm gone. So much like a lady, or she was so much like a child. The devil when she held me close, an angel when she smiled. She always held it deep inside, but somehow I always knew she'd go away when the grass turned green and the skies turned baby blue. Baby blue was the color of her eyes. Baby blue, like the color of those skies. Like a breath of spring she came and left, and I still don't know why. So here's to you and whoever holds my baby blue tonight. Brought colors to my life that my eyes have never touched. And when she taught me how to care, I never cared so much. I try not to think of her, but I fall asleep and I do. I drift off where the grass is green and the skies turn baby blue. Baby blue was the color of her eyes. Baby blue, like the color out of skies. Like a breath of spring she came and left, and I still don't know why. So here's to you and whoever holds my baby blue tonight. Baby blue was the color of her eyes. Baby blue, like the color out of skies. Like a breath of spring she came and left, and I still don't know why. So here's to you and whoever holds my baby blue tonight. Sometimes a song can strike a nerve that takes me back to you. When I pick up my old guitar and I sing your favorite tunes, and every now and then some old memory I bury comes bubbling up. And once in a while you feel close enough to touch. I miss you a little since you've been gone. A few little memories keep hanging on. I miss you a little. I guess you could say a little too much, a little too often, a little more every day. When I go by our old house, I pretend that you're still there, waiting for me on that front porch. But there's just an empty chair. Wish I could see you just one more time before I drive away, so I could stop, go inside and say, I miss you a little since you've been gone. A few little memories keep hanging on. You could say a little too much, a little too often, a little more every day. A little too much, a little too often, a little more every day.
Hi there. We're going to be talking about a few more things here with Mark Leclair. Mark, I wanted to ask you, I know you love singing now. You've gotten through the 10-year period here where you, yes, no, should I, shouldn't I, will I, won't I, kind of a thing.
Yes.
And finally decided you were going to get out there. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering, are you thinking about getting a band together?
Yes, I am. The question has been brought up quite a few times. And what I like to try to tell people is what people don't know yet is I have applied for The Voice.
That's exciting.
It's exciting, and it was a big leap for me because, like I said before, when I do something, I go all out. I don't hold back.
Why not?
Right. I mean, you know, I'm not getting any younger, and I figured I have just as good a chance as anybody else. Mm-hmm. So I talked it over with family members, and they were all supportive of it. So I did apply for it. My friend Timmy helped me send out my tapes. Now it's just a matter of waiting to find out if they like it or not. So at this point, I don't have a band put together, and I felt that it wouldn't be right to form a band, and if I was to get a call from The Voice, have to say to the guys, hey, sorry, but I'm out of here. I'm headed to California.
Right.
I wouldn't do that. It's not fair, because it's a lot of hard work when you put a band together.
Oh, true.
But I'm going to give it a little while longer. If I don't hear anything from them, then, oh, well, I've tried. I did my best. Then I will start concentrating on forming a country band.
Good.
To start playing
I
out.
think we need more music.
We do. We do.
It's good for the soul. But before we get into that, the process for The Voice, can you tell us a little bit about how that works? Like if they call you?
From what I'm gathering, from the information that they sent to me, there was a few ways that I could have did this. One was I could have went to a city and auditioned, stand in line and wait my turn to go in and sing a cappella for them. And the other way was to send in a couple of songs with backing tracks of your vocals, which I selected to do. It just kind of saved me from having to stand in line with everybody. And, so I did that. You send that in with your history. They want to know all about you and how you got into music and some of your hobbies and your family life and all that. So I talked a lot about that. We did a recording of me. They wanted to see my face and stuff, so we did a shot with me outside sitting on one of my benches that I had carved, dressed up in my attire, and introduced myself to them and sent that along with it. When I did send it out, I received the confirmation that it was received and that it would take quite a while for them to go through the files because they have thousands of
I bet they do.
thousands to go through.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of good talent out there. I'm sure far way better than I am.
All
and
over
they're
the
younger
place.
ones. So
Well, you don't have to be young to be a
you
good
don't have to be
talent.
young to be a contestant on the show. It's a tough business, that's for sure. But
So if you're selected, then what's the process?
if they call me, what they will do is they'll have me come to California and audition with their studio band and see what I can do with them on stage. And I believe there's a few steps you have to go through when you're out there. It's not just one audition. They're going to have you repeat it a few times with different songs and stuff. And then if you pass every one and they like you, then they'll ask you to come on the show and do the blind auditions. And that's the big one.
Wow.
It's a long road. It's a long process. There's physicals. You have to get approved by a doctor.
No
To
kidding.
make sure that you can physically do this because it's demanding. It's
Stressful.
It's very stressful.
Yeah.
Like I say, if it doesn't happen, I've had fun just trying it, putting
Yes.
it all together. The experience of having it.
If you don't reach out and just give it a shot, then what do you have?
Right.
But just knowing that you're trying
Yeah.
is a good thing. And it's motivating you too to do more singing and to prepare yourself. And then when and if you get ready to have a band, your vocals are ready, and
Right.
that's a good thing.
Right. And the other thing is I want the viewers to know too, especially the younger generation, is when you have something, when you have a dream, don't push it aside. Pursue it.
I agree.
Don't give up. Pursue it. You won't know unless you tried it. You don't want to go through life saying, I wish I would have tried this, or I didn't do it. What if I would have did it? What if I would have made it? Do it.
I agree.
There's nothing wrong in failing in something because it just makes you come back and try even harder.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great advice, Mark, because life is short.
Yes.
And sitting here at my age, I know that, I mean, it's been a long road, but it's gone so fast. And so if there's something in your heart that you are thinking that, you'd like to, something positive and healthy, and you feel like you have some kind of a talent or a skill, go for it.
Yes.
And if you can't fulfill the whole thing now, do it step by step. That's what you've done.
Yeah, baby steps.
Yes. And eventually you can get there. And that does something great for your mental state, knowing that you believe in yourself enough to try.
And that has a lot to say there. And it holds true because I'm my worst critic.
I know, I see that.
Everything I do is never good enough. Even with my carving, it's never good enough. So it makes me try harder. But I've been blessed by having a lot of good support. My wife.
Good for her.
Even my mother-in-law and father-in-law are right behind me. They support me 100%. They listen to me sing, and I enjoy singing for them.
Sure.
My friend Timmy, who's been with me for 10 years, he never gives up. He pushes me to try harder. If he sees something that can be fixed, he'll suggest it, and he'll make me work on it. And I mean, I love this guy. I don't think I could ever be where I'm at without his support.
Well, he's your friend, and he's supportive, and he sees something in you that he wants to help you develop.
Yep.
And he's willing to devote his time and energy and guidance to that, and that's a true friend.
It is. He gave me a picture one time. It's framed, and I have it in my music room. It says, "Music can change the world." And I was always, whenever I'm in my room and I'm practicing, I look up at that picture and I just lay, yep.
You know what? What a great title for a song.
Music can change the world. Yeah.
Yes. Think about that.
And put it on the list. We have 4 right now we're working on. 4 songs that we've written. I'm not going to talk about them now until we actually get them finished and completed and put out there. But I think people will enjoy them.
I like to write poetry, and I think to myself, you know what? Sometimes a poem can turn into a song. It's a song without music. A poetry is a song without music, so to speak. And maybe I'll put a song together.
There you go.
When you have so much life experience, you ought to be able to put something together.
That's what music is about. Music is about life. It's about what's going on in the world. When you write a song, like when I sit down and I try to write a song, I try to write it with the people in mind who are going to listen to it. I want them to be able to say to themselves as they're listening to the lyrics, he's talking about me. He's talking about what's going on in my life.
True.
And it just...
That's a great perspective to have.
And writing for me is very relaxing. I can't put the music to it. That's Timmy's job. But I can put down the lyrics. We wrote a song last month, and how it came about, this was really funny. We're getting ready to practice, and while we're getting ready, Timmy will start playing. He'll just warm up and stuff, and I'll just do some vocal stretching. And he started playing this song, and I'm listening to it, and he sang a couple of words to it, and I just took off with it.
Oh, wow.
I started adding my own words.
Wow.
And within 15, 20 minutes, we had the song all written.
Wow.
It was written out in 15,
It comes
20 minutes.
from the heart,
And that song we're doing now, we're hoping to get that one on YouTube within the next 2 weeks or so.
Now, do you get it protected by copyright?
We'll be protected. You have to just to cover yourself.
I had a poem that I wrote, copywritten at the urging of a couple of lawyers who heard me. I read it at a meeting.
Okay.
And people were I need a copy of that. I want that, And I was encouraged by the man sitting behind me who said, Linda, you have to have that copyrighted. And I said, it's a poem.
But you want to protect it. You want to protect it.
I guess, so I did it, $85,
It's
and
worth it.
yeah, I guess. But I want to share it some more. I have to put it in my book that I've never written. That's my goal.
Good.
To write, not write, but to write
Right.
a book. So you're going to be on The Voice, and
Hopefully.
hopefully, yes. I'm an optimist. And you have a song that's full of your heart and emotions
Yes.
that you like to sing. Why don't you tell us about that?
Okay. Well, like I said earlier, they say music can change the world. Music can also help a person when a person is going through tough times. And a while back, I went through that tough time. I lost a son. It was tragic. And I kind of stopped for a little bit playing, and I didn't know how to grieve.
Sure.
And then I just woke up one morning and I said, I need to keep doing what I'm doing. So I started playing again. And the more that I played, the more I was finding that it helped me. It helped me grieve in my own way, because I would pick songs to play. There were some songs that I couldn't get through because I'd have my breakdown, my moments,
Sure,
which
absolutely.
everybody does. And so I would listen to certain songs. That's how I grieved, people grieve in their own way. Absolutely. And then there was certain songs that I would start playing that would remind me of my son. And this one particular song that we're doing for the folks here on the show, every time I played it, it reminded me of my son, and it's called I Miss You a Little.
I love that song.
And when I sing it, when I chose that song, I wanted to choose it not just for me and for what I was going through, but I wanted to do it for people who have been where I'm at, what they've seen, what I've seen, what they're discovering, what they're going through, losing a loved one, whether it's a child or a spouse or a family member. The song, when you listen to the words, it touches home, I think, with everybody. And that's why I chose that song.
Yeah, it's
for
a beautiful
everybody.
song.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, who wrote that? Do you know?
That was written, I know it's sung by John Michael Montgomery. I'm not certain if he wrote it, but I know it's sung by John Michael Montgomery.
Well, unfortunately, a lot of families are losing loved ones today. Children who are kind of going astray.
Yes.
And that's why I was thinking as you were speaking, Mark, that if someone or several someones would write some music that's very uplifting and kind of a support system, for like you can get through this kind of a thing, and there's hope out there, and there's a path ahead for you. You just have to be open to marching on it.
Yes.
And gosh, I want to start writing right now.
See, and that's one thing. I told Timmy that I want to write about what happened, but it has to be at the right time. I'm not ready yet. I haven't allowed myself to get to that point, because when you write, it comes from here, and it's going to be tough to sit down and put those words on paper on how you're feeling, because now you're sharing it with everybody. But one thing I will say is, if I do get somewhere with this, I want to use my talents to reach out to people, young kids who are struggling and don't know where to go.
Yes, and I think that's a noble goal. And if you can help some other people,
Yeah. It'll get there.
Yeah. It's a gift to be able to help other people in some way, to help them help themselves, to help to guide them on a path, to give them hope. And I think you're going to be able to do that. I really do. And I wouldn't be surprised if it just was a big seller, so to speak.
I hope so.
Because you've been there, you know what you go through to try to get through it, and to be able to help other people to go through that pain, and to be able to, survive in a healthy way and try to make a difference for others. Take that horrible experience and try to use it to make some good, to help others.
Right.
And that lifts you up because you're trying to make a difference for other people.
Right.
Who
I get told a lot that I have a gift, and whether or not I have a gift or not, if it is a gift, then I want to use that gift to help others, because I have a feeling that's what I'm supposed to be doing with it.
I think that's what most of us are supposed to be doing, is
And if I can put a smile on someone's face playing out there, then so be it. That's what I'll do.
Yeah,
It's not about the money. It's to me, it's about going out there and looking out in the audience and just seeing their smile, saying, "Oh, he's singing a song. I feel like that song's about me."
Yes.
So it's got some rewards to it.
Absolutely. I want you to do that.
All right. I'll do my best.
I know you're going to listen to me.
Of course I will.
But, when you believe in yourself, almost anything's possible if it's within your, the scope of your dreams or your hopes or whatever it might be. We all have abilities to do things that we're putting off, like you said before, putting things off for years. I've been going to write a book since I retired, all right, from my nursing practice, and I still haven't done it.
Well, you need to get on that.
I've written a few little things, I have to put them together and make it work. So that's something I have to do. Life is a journey, and it has its peaks and its valleys. And I think reaching out and being with other people too is really a healthy thing.
Yes.
And getting involved in things instead of staying in your little cubby hole,
Yeah.
Reaching out and getting involved in things is a healer too.
It is.
Because we're social beings. We need to be with other people, like-minded people, or people who lift us up, or people whom we can lift up, It's, we're actually, you know what? I think it's time for some music.
All right.
How about that?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
Christmas time, I see the lines of people everywhere, trying to pick out all the gifts that show how much they care. It makes me wish that I could see my friends on Christmas Day and fill my list with thoughts that there's good all that I can say. Here comes a Merry Christmas straight to you. Hope it cheers you up when you were down and feeling blue. Right or wrong, you'll sing my song and you'll know just what to do. Here's a Merry Christmas straight to you. Yeah. Christmas with your friends. A Christmas card, a tree that starts things to make you grin. I'd like to share this song with everyone who came our way. Without a doubt, the fire's not out, it burns for you today. So here's a Merry Christmas straight to you. I hope it cheers you up when you were down and feeling blue. You've been so kind, you lost your mind, you know just what to do. So here's a Merry Christmas straight to you. Here comes a Merry Christmas, and to all of my missed us, a Merry, Merry Christmas straight to you.
So, Mark, I loved having you on the show,
Well, thank you, Linda. I enjoyed
And-
being here.
and I feel like I have a new friend, thanks to Matt,
Yes.
my grandson, and I can't wait to see the DVD of the show and how it went. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Whatever avenue opens up for you. And I enjoyed your music,
Thank you.
and I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas ahead,
Same to you.
and keep working hard,
I will.
okay?
will.
And folks, thank you so much for tuning in. I wish all of you a very, very Merry Christmas, and make it bright for yourself and for others. It's amazing what we can do. So, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you again soon, actually. Very soon. Good night.